Have I told you about CY? You see, back then in university, I grew in my fellowship and I became the senior pastor of that particular fellowship. And there was this particular brother, his name was CY, Cyril, or CY for short. And this brother was living very close to where my parsonage or my pastorium was at that time. So that every time I move around, one way or the other, I meet CY. One way or the other, I see CY. I see him around that student environment. And the thing about CY is that CY was part of the workforce, key workforce, the instrumentalist in church. And every time I see CY, especially on the days where we have service, I have to remind him concerning the service that particular evening. So every time I see CY, I'm always reminding him, always telling him about the service. Sometimes I'll see maybe an hour to the service, sometimes it might be 2. And CY will assure me that he will be there, that he will be in the service, that he's even just, trying to sort out some things so that he will just move directly, to the fellowship ground. Because they had to do some setup for us to have service, in those days. And this brother will give me all the assurance, and week in, week out, I will go to church, I will go for that service, and I will not even see CY. And it will be difficult for me to even see him in the next 2, 3, sometimes even in a month's time. I will not have set my eyes on CY. He will not come for fellowship. He will not come for the Sunday service. He will not, even bother to, he was not even perturbed about it. But he will give me the express assurance that he is going to be there. To cut this long story short, I graduated from the university. CY was like that, all through that year. I graduated from the university, and 2 years on, I was invited to come and minister in one of their programs. And after the ministration, I was spoken to by the pastor, the current pastor, to exalt his leaders and his directors. The directors are the ones that are very close to the pastor, and the leaders are the ones that are under the directors. And CY, fortunately, was one of those directors. So as I was asking the leaders and the directors the challenges of that particular fellowship, the challenges that they are facing, so that I can encourage them about it, CY raised up his hands and started to berate members of the fellowship, how they are not serious, how they will say one thing and they will not do it, how they will not come for service. And this was shocking to me. I sat there and I was wondering, is this the same CY? You see, never ever give your time, your timing for the increase, for the fruitfulness of God in the life of a believer, and never give up on any believer. So from then, I never give up on anybody. I just give them time. Everybody has his own process, because I know that God did not give up on me. So my brothers, my sister, no matter what you're going through in life, never ever give up on anybody, especially yourself, because God will never give up on you. He said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. I will be with you even unto the end of the age.